The Amazon jungle is a vast and verdant region that covers more than half of South America. It is the world's largest and most diverse rainforest, home to millions of species of plants, animals, fungi, and microorganisms. It is also the ancestral land of hundreds of indigenous peoples who have lived in harmony with nature for thousands of years. But the Amazon jungle is not only a place of life and beauty, it is also a place of secrets and mysteries that have not been fully explored or explained by science or history. Beneath its lush canopy, there are hidden wonders and enigmas that challenge our understanding of the world and ourselves. The first mystery in the depths of the Amazon lies a tale shrouded in mystery, revolving around Percy Fawcett, a daring British explorer who vanished in 1925 while in relentless pursuit of an enigmatic ancient city known as Z. Fawcett's obsession with uncovering this lost civilization stemmed from historical accounts, indigenous lore, and his observations, fueling a quest that spanned nearly 2 decades. Fawcett's fixation with Z commenced in 1906 upon encountering Manuscript 512, a document recounting a magnificent stone city hidden within the Brazilian wilderness. Bolstered by indigenous legends, speaking of a prosperous city ruled by a divine leader, Fawcett embarked on numerous perilous expeditions, facing hostile tribes, diseases, and unforgiving terrain. Despite skepticism from the scientific community, Fawcett, supported by his wife, son, and friend, remained undeterred. In 1925, Fawcett, accompanied by his son and a friend, set out on his final journey to find Z, divulging little of their route to evade interference. After initial correspondence, all communications ceased, and they were last sighted by the Bakari tribe. Their fate remains a mystery, fueling speculation ranging from fatal encounters with indigenous tribes to discovery and assimilation into the fabled city. Over the years, various theories surfaced, but it was American journalist Rigo Grand's investigation that shed new light on Fawcett's quest. Grand uncovered evidence supporting Fawcett's claims, including recent archaeological findings of ancient settlements in the Amazon, suggesting the existence of a sophisticated, pre-European civilization. Could Z be among these discoveries? And what befell Fawcett and his companions? Another mystery of the Amazon jungle is the Timpishka, a 4-mile-long river that reaches temperatures of up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit, hot enough to boil animals alive. The name Timpishka means boiled by the heat of the sun in the local language, and the river is considered sacred and medicinal by the indigenous people who live nearby. They believe the river is heated by the mother of the waters, called Yakumama, a mammoth serpent spirit who birthed cold and hot waters. The river was considered a myth by outsiders until it was confirmed by a Peruvian geoscientist named Andres Russo in 2011. Russo had heard about the river as a child from his grandfather, who told him a legend of a Spanish conquistador who went looking for gold in the jungle and stumbled upon a boiling river. Russo was suspicious, but he became curious when he saw a large hot spot on a thermal map of Peru, which he was creating for his graduate studies. He decided to investigate the source of the heat and obtain permission from the local shaman to study the river. Russo was amazed by what he saw when he arrived at the river. He described it as a place where the earth breathes and the water boils. He saw steam rising from the turquoise waters and heard the sound of bubbling and splashing. He saw animals that had fallen into the river and had been cooked alive. He measured the temperature of the water and found that it ranged from near ambient to over 190 degrees Fahrenheit. He also collected water samples and interviewed the locals, who told him stories and legends about the river. Russo was puzzled by the origin of the heat, since the river was not near any known volcanic or magmatic activity. He learned that the river was not caused by the sun, as the name suggested, but by a geological anomaly that allowed hot water from deep underground to rise to the surface. The water was heated by the geothermal gradient of the Earth, which increases with depth. The water then traveled through faults and cracks in the rocks and emerged as hot springs that fed the river. Rigo estimated that the water had traveled for more than 400 miles from the nearest active volcanic center. Rigo's discovery of the river was a scientific breakthrough, as it showed that such a large geothermal feature could exist in a non-volcanic area. It also raised many questions about the history and ecology of the river and its potential for science and medicine. Rigo wondered how the river had formed, how long it had been there, and how it had affected the biodiversity and culture of the region. He also wondered if the river had any medicinal properties, as the locals claimed, or if it could be used as a source of renewable energy. Rigo founded the Boiling River Project, a non-profit organization dedicated to understanding and protecting the river by bringing together modern science, conservation economics, and traditional Amazonian knowledge. He also wrote a book and gave a TED talk about his experience. He hopes to inspire more people to explore and appreciate the wonders and mysteries of the Amazon jungle and to protect it from the threats of deforestation, pollution, and climate change. The third mystery of the Amazon jungle is the boto, a species of freshwater dolphin that lives in the Amazon River and its tributaries. The boto is one of the few dolphins that can survive in freshwater, and it has adapted to the complex and dynamic environment of the Amazon basin. The boto is known for its pink color, which varies from pale to bright depending on its mood and environment. The pink color is caused by the blood vessels under the skin, which dilate or constrict to regulate its body temperature. The boto also has a flexible neck, a long snout, and a bulbous forehead, which help it to navigate and hunt in the murky water. The boto is a social and intelligent animal that communicates with a range of sounds and body language. It forms groups of different sizes and compositions depending on the season and the availability of food. The boto feeds on a variety of fish, crustaceans, and turtles, and sometimes cooperates with other dolphins or fishermen to catch its prey. The boto also has a curious and playful personality and often interacts with humans and other animals. The boto has a rich cultural and mythical significance for the Amazonian people, who regard it as a magical and powerful being. According to some legends, the boto can transform into a handsome human and seduce women, or lure people into the water and take them to a submerged city. The boto is also associated with fertility, love, and luck, and some people wear its teeth or eyes as amulets. The boto is respected and revered by many, but also feared and hated by some. The boto is endangered by habitat loss, pollution, fishing, and hunting, which threaten its survival and well-being. The construction of dams, roads, and mines alters the flow and quality of the water and fragments the boto's habitat. The contamination of the water by mercury, pesticides, and sewage affects the boto's health and reproduction. The fishing nets and hooks entangle and injure the boto and reduce its food supply. The hunting of the boto for its meat, skin, and organs, or for its use as bait, reduces its population and genetic diversity. The conservation of the boto is a challenge that requires the collaboration of scientists, governments, NGOs, and local communities. The fourth mystery of the Amazon jungle is the green anaconda, a species of snake that lives in the Amazon River and its tributaries. The green anaconda is the heaviest and one of the longest snakes in the world, and it can grow up to 30 feet, which is 9 meters long, and weighs up to 550 pounds. It is a member of the boa family, and like all boas, it's a harmless constrictor that dispatches its prey through constriction until it's unable to breathe. The green anaconda can swallow prey whole, including deer, caimans, and even jaguars. The green anaconda is a semi-aquatic snake that prefers to live in swamps, marshes, and slow-moving streams where it can hide and ambush its prey. It has an olive green color with black blotches along its body, which helps it to camouflage in the water and the vegetation. It has eyes and nostrils on top of its head, which allow it to see and breathe while submerged. It can stay underwater for up to 10 minutes and can move faster in the water than on land. The green anaconda is a solitary and nocturnal animal that only comes together with several other anacondas during the breeding season. The mating ritual involves several males coiling around a female in a ball, competing for her attention. The female can mate with multiple males and can store their sperm for later use. The female gives birth to live young, usually between 20 and 40, which are about 2 feet long and can fend for themselves from birth. The green anaconda has a reputation for being a fearsome and dangerous predator, and it has inspired many stories and legends among the Amazonian people and outsiders. Some of these stories involve reports and rumors of even larger anacondas in the Amazon jungle, some reaching up to 60 feet long and weighing over a ton. These giant anacondas are said to be able to devour humans, cattle, and even elephants. Some of these stories are based on eyewitness accounts, photographs, or videos, but none of them have been verified or confirmed by science. The fifth and last mystery of the Amazon jungle is the Rigo Grand, a site in the Amazon jungle that consists of 127 large granite blocks arranged in a circle resembling a smaller version of Stonehenge in England. The Rigo Grand, also known as the Parque Arqueológico do Solstício or the Solstice Archaeological Park, is located in Amapá State, Brazil, near the city of Calcione. It is situated on a hilltop on the bank of the Rigo Grand River and covers an area of about 30 meters in diameter. The Rigo Grand was discovered in 1999 by a Brazilian archaeologist named Mariana Petri Cabral, who was conducting a socio-economic study in the region. She noticed some large stones sticking out of the ground and decided to investigate further. She found out that the stones were part of a megalithic structure that had been buried by the soil and vegetation for centuries. She also found pottery shards and other artifacts that indicated that the site was used by the ancient Amazonian people. She estimated that the site dates back to around 1000 AD, based on the carbon dating of the pottery. Cabral and other experts have been studying the site and its stones, trying to understand their purpose and meaning. They have found that some of the stones have holes or notches carved into them, which may have been used to align them with the sun or the stars. They have also observed that on the winter solstice of December 21st, the shortest day of the year in the northern hemisphere, the shadow of one of the stones disappears when the sun is directly above it. This suggests that the site may have been used as an astronomical observatory to mark the seasons and the cycles of nature. The site may also have served as a ceremonial center or a place of worship for the ancient Amazonian people. The site is located near a river that is considered sacred by the local indigenous people, who call it the boiled by the heat of the sun. The site may have been a place where the people gathered to celebrate, to honor their ancestors, or to communicate with their gods. The site may have also been a burial ground, as some of the stones may have covered large pits that contained human remains. The Rigo Grand is a remarkable and mysterious site that tells us a lot about the culture and history of the Amazon jungle. It shows that the Amazonian people were not primitive or isolated, but had a complex and sophisticated society that involved both agriculture and astronomy. It also shows that the Amazonian people had a close and respectful relationship with nature and that they valued their traditions and beliefs. The Rigo Grand is a testament to the diversity and richness of the human experience, and a reminder of the importance of preserving and protecting the Amazon jungle, a land of mysteries. And that's it for this video. If you love content like this, click on one of the cards on the screen.